1. The waitress hit the marble floor with a sickening thud as the enraged guest shoved her hard for daring to wear a pride ring and briefly hold her girlfriend's hand in the opulent lobby of the Grand Horizon Hotel. Samantha Reynolds, the formidable owner and CEO, stepped out from the executive corridor, her heels clicking sharply against the stone, and announced in a voice that carried across the stunned crowd, "This hotel stands with its people. Effective immediately, any discrimination based on who you love ends here. And that man is banned for life." Gasps rippled through the lobby as guests and staff froze. No one expected the Ice Queen of Chicago's hospitality empire to take such a public stand. Samantha's heart pounded beneath her tailored black suit as she helped the young waitress to her feet. The girl's name was Emily, and her girlfriend hovered nearby, tears streaming. The incident had unfolded in seconds. A wealthy investor from Texas complaining about that rainbow crap, before shoving Emily when she calmly refused to remove her ring. Samantha had watched the security feed from her office upstairs, but seeing it in person ignited something she had buried deep for years. Her own secret burned hotter than ever. Later that evening, in the privacy of her penthouse suite overlooking Lake Michigan, Samantha poured 2 glasses of whiskey. Haley Thompson arrived through the private elevator, her dark hair pulled back in a sleek ponytail, carrying the weight of her own high-powered life as a corporate attorney. They had been together for 3 years, a relationship hidden behind layers of NDAs, separate addresses, and careful public distance. In the competitive world of Chicago business, where Samantha fought daily for control of her family's hotel chain against board members who valued tradition above all, coming out could mean losing everything: the contracts, the investors, the legacy. "You shouldn't have done it," Haley said quietly, accepting the glass. Her eyes, sharp and intelligent, searched Samantha's face. "The board will use this against you. Reynolds Hotels has always been neutral on these issues for a reason." Samantha leaned against the floor-to-ceiling window, the city lights twinkling below like indifferent stars. "Neutral? That's just another word for cowardly. That girl could have been us, Haley. What if it was you and me in that lobby?" The words hung heavy. Their love had started at an industry conference, a stolen conversation that turned into late-night calls, and eventually secret weekends away. But ambition had always been the third person in their relationship. Samantha wanted to expand the chain nationally. Haley dreamed of making partner at her firm without the whispers that a lesbian relationship might bring. The next morning the news exploded. "Hotel heiress takes bold stance on LGBTQ rights," headlines screamed. Samantha's phone wouldn't stop ringing. Board member Richard Harlan called first. "What the hell were you thinking, Sam? This isn't some social justice crusade. We're losing the Wilton account already. Conservative clients are pulling out." Samantha paced her office, the view of Michigan Avenue doing little to calm her. She knew the risks. Her father had built the empire on old money values. Publicly supporting the waitress was a crack in the facade she had maintained so carefully. And yet, part of her felt alive for the first time in months. When Haley arrived for their secret lunch meeting in the private dining room, the air crackled with unspoken tension. "We need to be more careful now," Haley warned, her hand brushing Samantha's under the table. The touch sent familiar warmth through Samantha, but she pulled away slightly. "One wrong move and the board hires investigators. Your announcement yesterday already has them watching." "I know," Samantha replied, but her mind was racing ahead. The incident had forced her to confront the cost of their secrecy. Every advancement in her career had come with a sacrifice: missed anniversaries, hidden vacations, the constant fear. Haley's career was rising too. A major case involving city contracts could make or break her. Their love was the one pure thing, but it was becoming a liability. As the day wore on, Samantha made calls to salvage relationships with key investors. One particularly difficult conversation with a major donor left her drained. "I support equality, but this public display," the man had said. Samantha hung up, staring at the photo on her desk. A discreet image of her and Haley on a private beach in the Hamptons, faces half turned from the camera. Haley sat in her downtown law firm office, reviewing documents for the upcoming merger Samantha was pursuing. Their relationship had rules. No public affection, no joint appearances without professional cover, and above all, no one could know. But the hotel incident was changing the calculus. Clients at Haley's firm had begun asking pointed questions about Reynolds Hotel's sudden shift. When her phone buzzed with a message from Samantha, "Meet me at the usual place tonight. We need to talk strategy." Haley felt the familiar mix of love and dread. The usual place was a discreet apartment they kept under a shell company. There, away from prying eyes, they could be themselves. Samantha arrived first, already pouring wine, her usually impeccable composure showing cracks. "The board called an emergency meeting," Samantha said without preamble. "They're pushing for a vote of no confidence if I don't walk back the announcement. Richard is leading the charge. He says I'm turning the company into a woke experiment." Haley set her briefcase down and crossed the room to pull Samantha into a gentle embrace. For a moment the world outside faded. Their kiss was soft, filled with years of shared secrets and quiet support. "Then we fight smarter, not harder," Haley advised, her lawyer mind already dissecting the problem. "Frame it as good business. Pride Month is coming. Studies show inclusive brands attract younger demographics and talent. Turn their prejudice into your leverage." But Samantha's eyes held deeper conflict. "It's not just business, Haley. Every time I defend this publicly, I feel like I'm defending us. Yet defending us publicly would destroy what we've built. The irony is killing me." She pulled back, walking to the window. The city sprawled below, a battlefield of skyscrapers where women like them had to play by men's rules or lose. The next week brought escalating pressure. A rival hotel chain leaked rumors questioning Samantha's leadership stability. Investors demanded private meetings. Meanwhile, Haley's firm landed a huge account that conflicted with Samantha's expansion plans, creating the first real test of loyalty. Haley had to choose between advising her firm against Samantha's interests or risking her own promotion. At a charity gala that weekend, they attended separately but exchanged glances across the crowded ballroom. Samantha in a stunning red gown, Haley in tailored black. The tension was electric. During a quiet moment on the terrace, Haley whispered, "This is getting dangerous. One person recognizing us together could end everything." Samantha's hand found Haley's in the shadows. "I know. But watching that waitress get pushed yesterday reminded me why we hide. And why maybe we shouldn't have to." The conversation was interrupted by Richard Harlan approaching. Samantha smoothly shifted to business talk, her mask firmly in place. Back at the apartment later, the argument erupted. "You almost slipped tonight," Haley accused, voice tight. "If we get exposed now during this board fight, you'll lose the company. I'll lose my chance at partner. Everything we've sacrificed for will be gone." Samantha countered coldly. "So we keep pretending? Until when? Until one of us resents the other so much that love turns to ash." The words stung because they were true. Haley's ambition had led her to turn down cases that might have helped Samantha in the past. Samantha had once delayed a public announcement about diversity to avoid drawing attention to their timing. Each decision for survival chipped away at their bond. As the days passed, Samantha implemented subtle changes at the hotel. Sensitivity training, pride flags in employee areas. The staff responded with loyalty, but the board grew more hostile. Haley began working late nights on legal defenses for Samantha. Their time together reduced to hurried texts and stolen hours. The first major betrayal came subtly. Haley discovered that one of her firm's partners had been approached by Richard to dig into Samantha's personal life. Instead of immediately telling Samantha, Haley hesitated, weighing if revealing it would force Samantha into more radical actions. The hesitation cost them. When Samantha learned through her own sources that Haley had known about the investigation for 2 days without warning her, the crack in their trust widened. "You chose your firm over me," Samantha said during their next meeting, voice ice cold. "After everything." Haley's face paled. "It wasn't like that. I was trying to gather more proof before alarming you. If I tip you off too early, they know I have inside information. They might suspect us." But the excuse rang hollow even to her. The truth was fear. Fear of losing the career she had fought for since law school. Fear of becoming known as the lesbian lawyer who slept with the hotel CEO. Their argument stretched into the night, words cutting deeper than either intended. Samantha made a decision then, one that would set the course for greater conflict. "Maybe we need space. Until the board vote passes." Haley nodded, tears in her eyes, but didn't fight it. The separation began as a tactical move but quickly felt like the beginning of the end. Meanwhile, the hotel's new inclusive policy attracted positive media and new clientele. Samantha's stock rose in progressive circles, but conservative partners pulled out, forcing her to scramble for new funding. She threw herself into work, attending meetings where she championed diversity initiatives, while privately aching for Haley's counsel and touch. Haley, on her side, advanced at her firm by distancing herself from anything related to Reynolds Hotels. She took on a case representing one of Samantha's rivals. The move was strategic for her career but felt like treason. When Samantha found out during a tense board meeting, the look of betrayal in her eyes across a video call nearly broke Haley. Nights were the hardest. Samantha would stare at the empty side of the bed in the apartment, remembering how Haley's laugh had once filled the space. Haley buried herself in case files, but every legal victory tasted bitter without someone to share it with. The turning point came at the annual industry summit. Both women were scheduled to speak. Samantha on leadership in turbulent times, Haley on corporate law. Seeing each other in the green room, the air thickened with unresolved emotions. "You look exhausted," Haley said softly when they were alone for a moment. "I am," Samantha admitted. "Fighting the board is one thing. Fighting without you is another." For the first time in weeks, they allowed themselves a brief hug, careful not to linger. But eyes lingered longer than they should have. During her speech, Samantha took a risk. She referenced the Waitress incident directly, calling for the industry to evolve. The applause was mixed. Backstage, Richard Harlan cornered her. "You're digging your own grave, Samantha. We have evidence of personal misconduct. Keep pushing this and it'll come out." The threat was clear. Someone had seen something. Haley overheard and confronted Samantha later in a service hallway. "What evidence?" "Samantha, if they know about us." "They don't have proof yet," Samantha replied, but her confidence was cracking. The power struggle was intensifying. Board members were allying with rivals to oust her. Haley's firm was caught in the middle. That night, despite the space, Haley showed up at the penthouse. "I can't do this. The separation. It's killing me more than the risk." Their reconciliation was tender, filled with apologies and promises. But both knew the decisions ahead would test them further. As the board vote approached, Samantha made increasingly cold calculations. She began courting new investors who supported her vision, including some from progressive tech companies. This required public appearances at LGBTQ events, each one heightening the risk of exposure. Haley advised against some of them but supported others, her own internal battle raging. A major crisis hit when photos surfaced. Not of them together, but of Samantha at a private fundraiser with known LGBTQ leaders. The board used it to question her judgment. "This isn't the Reynolds way," Richard declared in a heated meeting. Samantha countered with data showing increased bookings from younger demographics. Behind closed doors, the strain showed. During a rare weekend away in a remote cabin they rented under false names, Samantha and Haley argued about the future. "If I win the vote, I can change things slowly," Samantha said. "But if we come out now, it's over." Haley, staring into the fireplace, replied, "Slowly might mean never. I've been thinking about what that waitress went through. We hide because we're powerful enough to lose something. She didn't have that choice." The conversation revealed their differing views on activism versus survival. The power plays escalated when Haley discovered her firm was being used to funnel information to the board. She had to make a choice. Leak the information to Samantha or protect her career. This time she chose Samantha, providing documents that exposed Richard's conflicts of interest. It was a betrayal of her firm but an act of love. The revelation shifted the momentum. Samantha used the information strategically, forcing several board members to back down. But the move came with costs. Haley faced internal investigation at work. Their relationship, though strengthened by the alliance, remained secret. Yet each victory for Samantha seemed to demand more from their bond. She began making decisions without consulting Haley, prioritizing the company's survival. Haley felt increasingly sidelined, her ambition clashing with the reality that her partner's success might require her to stay in the shadows forever. A pivotal moment occurred at the hotel's annual gala. Samantha was expected to make a major announcement. Haley attended as a guest of a client. During the event, a drunk former board ally made a comment about certain lifestyles ruining business. Samantha's response was measured but firm. Later, in a private suite, Haley confronted her. "You're becoming like them, the ones who sacrifice everything for power." The accusation hurt because Samantha recognized the truth in it. Her cold decisions to distance from certain allies, to prioritize deals over their time together, were changing her. "If I don't, we lose everything anyway," she retorted. The board vote day arrived amid pouring Chicago rain. Samantha presented her case with data, vision, and quiet determination. Haley watched from the sidelines via a secure feed from her office. When the votes were counted, Samantha retained control by a narrow margin. The victory should have been sweet, but the toll was evident. In the aftermath, Samantha made her most ruthless move yet. To secure a crucial merger, she agreed to tone down the diversity initiatives publicly, a compromise that felt like a betrayal of the Waitress incident that started it all. Haley was furious when she learned. "You used the announcement as a shield and now you're walking it back? What about us? What about standing for something?" Their fight was the worst yet. Samantha, exhausted and defensive, said words she couldn't take back. "Maybe this relationship is the real liability." Haley left the penthouse in tears, the door closing with finality. Weeks of silence followed. Samantha threw herself into the merger, securing the future of Reynolds Hotels but losing pieces of herself. Haley advanced to partner but found the achievement hollow. Mutual friends in the industry noticed the tension but knew nothing of the real reason. A new threat emerged. A tabloid reporter digging into Samantha's personal life after the gala comments. Evidence of secret meetings was accumulating. Samantha had to decide whether to fight the story or preempt it by coming out on her terms. The choice would affect Haley profoundly. In a moment of crisis, Samantha reached out. They met at their apartment one last time. "I can't lose you," Samantha admitted, vulnerability breaking through her powerful exterior. Haley, equally torn, replied, "But you've already chosen power over us multiple times. Each step forward for the company was a step back for us." They spent the night talking through every decision, every sacrifice. The love was still there, raw and real, but buried under layers of ambition and fear. Samantha proposed a plan. Gradual steps toward openness after the merger closed. Haley agreed tentatively, but doubt lingered. The reporter's story broke partially, hinting at a mystery woman in Samantha's life without naming Haley. The speculation added pressure. Samantha's stock took a minor hit, but the company survived. Haley's firm faced questions about conflicts of interest. Through it all, the internal war continued. Samantha's cold calculations had saved the empire but at the cost of trust. Haley wondered if their love could survive in such a world. The merger closed successfully, making Reynolds Hotels a national force. Samantha stood on the stage at the celebratory press conference, Haley watching from the back of the room anonymously. In her speech, Samantha referenced the Waitress incident from months ago, acknowledging how it had sparked necessary change despite the personal costs. Afterward, in the quiet of the penthouse, they faced the truth. "I love you," Samantha said, taking Haley's hands, "but loving you has made me question everything I thought I wanted. The power, the control. It's empty without you." Haley, tears falling, responded, "I love you too. But I won't be your secret forever. We both have to decide what we're willing to lose." The final decision came after weeks of reflection. Samantha chose to publicly acknowledge their relationship in a controlled interview, accepting the potential fallout. The announcement sent ripples through the industry, but the company, now stronger, weathered it. Some clients left but new ones arrived. Haley left her firm to start her own practice focused on equality cases. Yet the scars remained. Their relationship survived but transformed. More honest, less hidden, but forever marked by the choices made under pressure. The power they both wielded now came with the knowledge of its true cost. In the end, as they walked hand in hand through a quiet park one evening, Samantha turned to Haley. Was it worth it? All the pain, the betrayals, the almost losing each other. The question lingers for us all. In a world that forces impossible choices between love and ambition, can anyone truly win without losing a piece of their soul?